What is going on, you guys? ShadowX back with you for another Dokkan battle video, and we have the JP data download over here revealed. Gohan and Garlic Jr. Everything about them has been shown to us, so we're gonna jump in and talk about them. Lots to talk about, so let's get started. So I guess we could start off with all the new cards. We'll take a look at their super attacks and everything like that later in the video. I want to start with Gohan because he is insane. They made him busted, and we have to talk about him. So, starting off with Power to Protect Allies Gohan Kid. His leader skill here introduces a new category into Dokkan, Heavenly Events, which we'll take a look at also later on in the video. Category 3 key, 170% to stats, or Bond of Master and Disciple, 3 key and 150% to stats. His super attack, we'll talk about his leader skill in a minute, but his super attack here, he stacks defense and causes immense damage with the medium chance of stunning the enemy. So, as you guys know, he is going to be fantastic for longer events. He also does have a unit super attack here. He stacks defense and greatly raises attack for one turn and causes immense damage with a high chance of stunning the enemy. Okay, and then if I could find my mouse, there we go. The activation conditions for his unit super attack can be activated when there's an ally whose name includes Piccolo, Demon King Piccolo, and Majin Buu excluded, or Krillin, Youth excluded on the team. So obviously, pretty standard, just a Piccolo and Krillin on the team. Makes sense since it's literally them in the card art. Obviously, I guess that's to remind you who you should have when you're using this unit, right? For that unit super attack to be able to be activated, right? So his passive here, he gets 158% defense at the start of turn, which is huge. That's crazy. He also gets attack 158% when performing a super attack. So that's ideally the way you want it, right? Like, you want the defense at the start and then the extra attack buff when he attacks, right? That's like the best setup you could ask for. And then he also gets an additional attack defense 58% when there's another Heavenly Events category ally attacking in the same turn. So obviously, they want you to use his category that he introduces, which makes sense. Plus an additional attack 58% and stuns the attacked enemy when performing a super attack after receiving attack. So he does all that once he gets hit, which is crazy. That's just dumb. Guaranteed stuns when receiving a hit. He's a support type unit, right? And then lastly here, I lost my place. All allies 3 key and 58% defense. So that's just insane. He is busted. However, he's very restricted in the fact that, to get him in his best situation, you have to use him on his own category team. So, we'll talk about his category team in a minute, Heavenly Events. But he also has an active skill, recovers 30% HP, guards all attacks for one turn, and all allies defense 20% for 2 turns. So, call me crazy, but that might actually be the best active skill in the game. For free, hands down. That is ludicrous. Recovering HP, he guards, he's literally giving defense an extra 20% to all allies for 2 turns. That's stupid. That's ludicrous. And on top of that, it's actually not a shitty restriction to get. It's just can be activated when HP is 58% or less. So that is a really good condition, so to speak. That you will see that. Well, I was gonna say you'll see that pretty commonly, like in really difficult events, depending on like the teams you're gonna be using this Gohan on. But the problem is, his category that he leads sucks. Heavenly Events. I guess we could just pull it up in a minute. Let's finish what Gohan looks talking about Gohan, and then we'll pull up his new category because I do want to talk about it. So his links here, he has the Innocence, Demonic Ways, which is like, why does he have that? I don't know. How about give him Prepared for Battle instead of that? Just saying, that would really work well for him. Sane Warrior Race, All in the Family, Sane Lineage, Gaze of Respect, and Fierce Battle. And then categories here, he's on Hybrid Saiyans, Goku Family, Youth, Bond of Master and Disciple, and Heavenly Events. So a couple of downsides to this unit that I see. I feel like he should be on a lot more categories. I feel like they left him off a lot of categories that he probably should have ended up on. The categories that he's on are fine. He'll be able to work well against. Obviously, the main category that you want him on is his own that he leads. But the secondary category as well, Bond of Master and Disciples, that category is a pretty big category. You can get a lot of utility out of this Gohan running that category along with the others that he's on. So utility wise, this Gohan is definitely insane. He is, I would argue, probably easily within the top 5 TURs in the game for free. Just reading the info that we have, is he better than Videl? I don't know. I'd have to pull this guy and kind of test him out and play around with him in difficult events to really grasp my hands on him and kind of figure out where I'd have him in terms of best TURs in the game. But he's definitely not far off from Videl for sure. Obviously, right? For super long, difficult content like Super Battle Road, this guy was easily designed for the new GT Legendary Goku event. He's going to dominate that. Even the fact that he has type disadvantage against that Super Saiyan 4 Goku in the end, he's going to be rocking because he's stacking defense, the defensive buff that he gets at the start of turn, once he has that passive active, he's untouchable. Like he probably could he tank double digit from a super attack from Super Saiyan 4 Goku? It's possible. He's gonna be rocking 600k defense maybe for free, you know. So this guy is nuts. He's just very restricted to his own category that he leads. If you want to get the most out of him, right? So there's this Gohan. Of course they had to make him like AGL. I was really hoping that he'd be Tech, but because AGL really didn't need this. At least he's not STR, right? I guess we could say that. But AGL, I guess we'll take it. Again, his links, they're pretty good. Prepare for Battle would have been a lot better. I will say that his links are much better than something like Videl's links. The categories that he's on are a lot better than hers. I think in the offensive department, this Gohan doesn't even come close to something like Videl. But defensively speaking, he shits on her. This guy is not taking damage from anything in the game, long term wise. And, obviously he kind of needs to build up a little bit to get there, but he's insane nonetheless. He is stupid, and I guess that's the only way they really could have made this, Kid Gohan, because who cares about Kid Gohan, right? He's definitely more deserving of being a Dokkan Fest than, Garlic Jr., for instance, or Videl, Pycon, Janemba, any of those characters, right? But, this Gohan is definitely up there in best TURs in the game for free, from my opinion. So, there is Gohan. Let's actually pull up his new category here, just because I want to talk about it. Here is his new category, Heavenly Events. I'm just going to cut to the chase. This category sucks. What's the point? What is the point of releasing these categories that suck when literally in a week you're not going to find Kid Gohan friends in the friend system? Why? Because they don't want to update the friend system for us. So, if you're thinking about summoning for this unit for that matter, there's no point. You're not going to be able to use this guy. Unless you're just going to run him on one of these other teams that he's on, you're not running him for his leader skill, because it sucks. This category sucks. There's nothing here. So, in the future, it has potential, for sure, to be up there, but it needs a lot. This just isn't good enough. So, basically, this category consists of all characters that train in the hyperbolic time chamber, right? So, it's basically what they're going for here. It's not as bad as it could have been, but I would argue that this is easily a top 10 worst category in the game. So, whenever this gets, like a Super Battle Road stage, have fun with that, because it ain't gonna be fun. So, I'm sure by then this category will probably get a lot of buffs, but we shall see, because this, as of right now, is definitely not looking like a category your boy is ever gonna be using. So, there's that, I guess. So, thanks Dokkan for giving us another irrelevant category. Thank you. It's just exactly what we were looking for. Alright, let's move on because we have a lot of other characters to talk about. Well, not a lot of other characters, but just a lot of other things to talk about in general. So, moving on, Garlic Jr. finally making his appearance into Dokkan only after 6 years. We were all thinking that they were literally forgetting about him. He was literally just a meme for so long, and now he's actually in Dokkan for the first time ever. So he introduces, well, it does that. His leader skill is the same as Gohan's, heavily events, 3 key, and 120% to stats. So again, another sub lead for a category no one is ever going to use, thanks Dokkan. His super attack here, he greatly raises attack and causes supreme damage, not bad. His passive here, attack and defense 160% for free, really good. Plus, an additional attack and defense 60% and a medium chance of stunning the attacked enemy when attacking superclass enemies. Extreme class allies 3 key, attack and defense 40%, and he recovers 10% HP at the end of the turn in which an attack was received. This guy is stupid. He's up there for one of the best banner units you could get. He is a side banner alongside Gohan on his new banner upcoming in a couple days here. So we all thought he was going to be the Dokkan Fest because of V-Jump. However, it did not state that in the actual scans. So we were kind of just led to believe that he would just be a secondary banner unit, and that's exactly what they chose to do with him. So for a banner unit, he is busted. If you manage to pull this guy, which you definitely should probably try and go for him, and you're running like a full villain squad, like you definitely need this guy on your team for the support, right? The healing. He is just really good. So his links here are Demonic Ways, which sucks. I hate that link. Metamorphosis, Big Bad Bosses, Revival, Thirst for Conquest, Nightmare, and Fierce Battle. And the categories he's on is actually going to help these links because he is on Resurrected Warriors, Transformation Boost, Dragon Ball Seekers, Time Travelers, Terrifying Conquerors, Revenge, and Heavenly Events. And I say that because things like Turles, Cooler, um, there's another unit I'm forgetting. Frieza units, right? They share a lot of these links. So this guy's going to work exceptionally well. Now, keep in mind, he is not in movie bosses. This is the Garlic Jr. from the anime filler arc, right? Um, so it's a little odd to me that they released this version of Garlic Jr. and not the one from, the first Dragon Ball Z movie, The Dead Zone. Only the fact that, they've just been trending with these movie themed celebrations for so long now. We kind of thought, I think it would have just made sense if he had some kind of relevance to, a movie celebration led card, but they chose not to go that way because it really would have helped him out. All those villain units on movie bosses with these links, he would just fit in right at home. So, it's unfortunate we didn't get him on movie bosses, but he is still incredibly viable. He is useful with the support. You definitely want to make sure you try and get a copy of this guy. He is a must run. Keep in mind, I saw a showcase of him, and he's rocking like 270k defense, like turn one. So he can really get up there in the defensive part, in the defensive department for sure, right? He's not going to be doing the craziest damage, but he's not really like a big time mega damage dealer. That's not his role. He's more of a support type unit that provides solid defense in any difficult content in the game. So this guy is an absolute must have for sure, right? So there's Garlic Jr. for you. Also, he does, have. He's not a transformation unit. Is what I was going to say. This is his SSR. It is different, so you can actually have both the TUR and the SSR on the same team. I guess if you're, if you really like Garlic Jr. like that, you're really excited for him to finally have his, introduction into Dokkan. You want to go for 6 copies of him. Go for it. But what does his SSR even do? Is he even worth keeping? Let me see. Heavily events 2 key, 100% to stats. That's fodder. Cause supreme damage to enemy. Attack defense 120%. Additional attack defense 30% when attacking superclass enemies. Extreme class allies 2 key and his SSR is pretty trash, honestly. The little support he gives might be nice if you're running the TUR and the SSR, but keep in mind, do they have the same name? No, they don't. So I don't know. He's kind of ass, to be honest, but he's a different Garlic Jr. He's not the full power one, as you guys know. So I guess having 2 of these guys in your box for collection purposes is probably not a bad way to go if you really like Garlic Jr. like that. But for me, I will only be going for one copy, and your boy is dipping, so hopefully we can manage to pull him, because like I said, he is a must-have. So there's Garlic Jr. for you. Next unit we have in line to talk about is the new um, category Super Battle Road LR as a reward. This Trunks teen unit, now Bulma is in the card art with Baby Trunks there, but she is not in the name, as you guys can see. So I don't like the way they do that. I wish they would just put all the characters that are represented in the card art in the actual name. I think that just make a lot more sense. But the fact that we need a new version of this Trunks, I guess for namesakes purposes, it is gonna actually help that department in terms of where the Trunks sit in the current status of all of these units. But his leader skill here, he is a Vegeta family category 4 key and 120% to stats. So how many Vegeta family leads do we have actually? I'm actually curious to know. Like we actually have a lot of leads. Wow. We didn't really need another Vegeta family lead, I guess, since we literally just got GT Vegeta so soon. But I guess the more the merrier, right? I feel like this could have just been something else as a leader skill. I don't know if I like that. Just give we have 20 Vegeta family leads. It's like why, right? All right. So his super attack here, he raised attack and defense for one turn and causes colossal damage. His unit super attack here, he raised attack and defense for one turn, and then Mega Colossal. His passive here, attack and defense 80%. Wish that was actually a lot higher, like 120%. I think that would have been a lot better for this guy. Key 1 and a chance of evading enemies' attack, including super attacks, 15% per Vegeta's family category ally, self-excluding, attacking in the same turn. So that goes to 30%. That's not really reliable enough, I would say, especially in super difficult content. I guess if it was just like on the team, that would be a much better chance. But I guess just having the chance to dodge is always nice, I would say. But I don't know. I feel like they could have done something different there. I don't know how much I like that. Just a 30% chance. It's just not reliable enough for me. Especially in like difficult content. He is pretty solid overall defensively. He can handle his own. Um, but again, I just kind of wish that was they kind of bumped that up maybe like 20% at least. I don't know. I think they could have just bumped it up a little bit more in my opinion, but um, he also gets defense 60% and all allies key 3 and as the first attacker in the turn. Attack and defense 30% and Vegeta's family category allies 3 key as the second attacker in the turn. And then 3 key and attack 60% as the third attacker in the turn. So I definitely like these units that do different things in different slots. They need to do more of this. Broly, Chile, and Lambo were the first unit to do this, where they're very situational depending on how you want to place them in the rotation. Um, or I almost said Vegeta. This Trunks is definitely considered as a character you want to think about placing before you use. Like you want to be smart with how you optimize this guy. For him to perform the functions that you need him to, right? So I like units that make you think about how you want to place them. It's not just put him in slot 1 and destroy everything. Like, this unit has utility, and I like that. So his links here: Royal Lineage, Saiyan Warrior Race, the Saiyan Lineage, Cold Judgment, Shocking Speed, Messenger from the Future, and Legendary Power. His categories here: Hybrid Saiyans, Future, Saga, Time Travelers, Vegeta's Family, Android Slash Cell Saga, Bond of Master and Disciples, and Battle of Wits. So, he has a lot of utility in the categories that he's on. Overall, his links are not the worst. They're not, up there with any of the best links in the game. But you can definitely do with the links that he has. Overall, I'd say this is a really solid LR. Nothing, like something like LR Roche, I definitely think is a lot better. Prime Battle Frieza is way better than this unit. But I would say this unit is definitely worth grinding for. Beating all of Extreme Super Battle Road, regular category Super Battle Road, excuse me. Get all those stages done. Get yourself a copy of this guy. I definitely think he's definitely worth it. The card art is pretty good. I definitely like when they kind of stray away and do these manga panel cover illustrations that represent the card. I definitely like that aspect. Dokkan going in their bag and doing different things. It's always a nice touch, right? And of course, he is the best typing in the game, STR, because they have a hard on for, buffing STR every chance they can, and they just literally can't go a day without, giving us new STR units. So if you don't have STR orbs, I understand why. So, all right, last unit to talk about here, another STR unit. What a shock! Couldn't get any tech units in this little data download. No. Um, anyway, it's not like they make tech good anyway. So, Demon Intuition Piccolo. Now, this is a free-to-play Piccolo that we farm from the new Garlic Jr. story event that will be coming with the celebration. I do want to point out that as of right now, he doesn't have an awakening, and we'll kind of skip here. As you guys can see, what is the one category that you don't see that he should be on that he's not? Namekians. So, what does that tell us? He's probably going to awaken into a Piccolo and another character named unit. Who that might be, we don't know yet. Maybe a Krillin, maybe a Gohan. I think a Gohan would probably make the most sense, since they like to do that whole Gohan and Piccolo dynamic. It makes sense, but we shall see. All right, let's get into the breakdown for this Piccolo. His leader skill here is the new Heavenly Events category, 2 key, 30% to stats. So obviously that's going to bump up when he awakens, so don't worry about that yet. Even though he's a sub lead, you probably aren't even going to want to run this guy, just given the fact that uh, you know if you could pull Garlic Jr. and the new Gohan, obviously you want to run them as the leaders instead. Depending on what his leader skill might end up being, though, if you aren't able to get the new units, maybe he might be good enough to run as a leader for the category. In the fact that you can use the new units as friends if you can even find them on the friend list. Because as I mentioned, good luck doing that. Because I guarantee you, in a week, you're not finding this kid Gohan on the friend list. Why? Because the Heavenly Events category sucks. So thank you Dokkan for that. Alright, his super attack here, he raises attack for one turn and causes supreme. Passive here, attack defense 70%, plus an additional attack defense 70% when there's a Gohan and on the team. And then heavily events categories 2 key and attack defense 20%. So obviously we know he is going to be a support type unit for the new category, which he needs to be because this category needs any help that it can get, because it is very limited and very weak as of right now. Again, as I mentioned, in the future, I expect this category to be getting significant buffs, but for now, I would almost just call this a throwaway category. This is almost as bad as like releasing GT bosses, which is completely irrelevant at this point. So we'll see what ends up happening in the future. But his links here are Demonic Ways, Brainiacs, Prodigies, Experienced Fighters, Gaze of Respect, and Shocking Speed. And as we can see, he's only on 2 categories, so very limited, and probably he won't pick up Namekians when he awakens, because they typically don't do that for these characters that have other named characters alongside with them, right? So hopefully he can pick up some other categories once he awakens, because 2 categories for a unit releasing in 2021, that just ain't good enough. That is a no bueno. So there's STR Piccolo here again. I expect him to be very good, so make sure you guys grind him out and rainbow him and all that good stuff. Of course, I will update you with what he does once we know what of his awakening details. But for now, that is what we have on our boy Piccolo. So let's go ahead and move on and take a look at all the new super attack animations for the new characters coming. We are over here on Twitter, and let's check it out. So I believe this is going to be Garlic Jr. and Kid Gohan here. Let's enlarge this so we get a better view. Alright, here we go. pretty clean animations. I don't think they're anything up there in terms of like the best animations in the game, but they definitely look solid. I'm not jumping out of my chair over them or anything like that, but they're definitely not bad. So let's check out Trunks and Bulma here and see how their animations are looking like. Here we go. Let's enlarge this, of course, for the full view experience here. Here we go. Overall, pretty nice looking super attacks. I definitely think on Trunks I like his 12 key better. But just the fact that, it's just like the two of them are just cruising and then Trunks is just like, hold on, let me just beat some ass real quick. And then they just hop back in and just drive off. Like I love that. Like that's never gonna get old. So definitely, like I said before, make sure you guys grind Super Battle Road up. Get these characters. You definitely want to get all the units that you can in the game, right? That's why we play Dokkan. So we will see how this celebration ends up playing out. I also do want to point out with this guy, the fact that he doesn't awaken right now obviously tells us that there's going to be a part two to this celebration. So could we see a part two LR? It's possible. We shall see. Maybe like a Goku or something. Who knows? But only time will tell. Those were the Super Attack animations. Here's the release schedule that we have for these new characters. It's interesting that they showed them off so early. They don't come out for another 3 days. So, of course, I will be summoning for the new units. Garlic Jr. coming to Dokkan only 6 years later. Of course, we have to go for him. Alongside the new Gohan, who's amazing. Yes, please. No way in hell are we skipping. And on top of that, I do expect Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta to make his return. We did get leaked over on Global that he is going to be on Trunks and Goten's banner, so I presume that he will be on JP's banner as well. So that'll be pretty hyped to see, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta on both versions' banners. Um, so we shall see what the banners look like. I do expect this banner to be pretty good. They kind of want us to use our stones before the worldwide celebration. So if they're smart and they have the right intent, they will make this one of the best banners for a Dokkan Fest, I presume. So hopefully you guys have stones saved up. Be on the lookout for a video once this drops. Of course, I will be summoning. So we talked about the new category. Very mid, very underwhelming. Again, you will not be able to use this team in like a week because you will not find the leader skill in the friend system. You're just going to be wasting your time looking for Kid Gohan friends. I'll just tell you that for free. So there's the category. We looked at that. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it's just compared to some of these more recent categories that still aren't good. This is not even close. This is easily a top 10 worst category in the game for free. So what next shitty category will come to Dokkan? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. Alright, and then last thing that I want to talk about is the new Super Battle Road stages coming with the celebration. Of course, courtesy to Goresh for, listing them out here. Explosion of Rage, Revenge, Team Bardock, Inhuman Deeds, which that one is going to suck. Team Bardock is also going to suck. Hey, Dokkan, how about we get LR Bardock Squad, the last 2 copies that we need? It's only been almost a year and a half, and we still can't rainbow them, and they're a free-to-play unit. Why can't we rainbow them yet? I don't know. I'm honestly, at this point, I literally think they just forgot about that unit. I have no idea. Like, we should have gotten the last 2 copies during Insane Day, and they just didn't do anything for them. So, I could tell you guys, I have no idea. Don't know. I honestly believe that they forgot about them. That's the only answer I can give you at this point. It's literally been almost a year and a half. So it'd really be nice if we could, rainbow them. It would really help us out for this, Super Battle Road stage. But we shall see. What if you have to beat that stage to get the last 2 copies of them? They actually could do that. I actually wouldn't. Well, would they do that? I don't know. Because a free to play player entering the, joining the game today, like, would never be able to do that. So, I don't know. Earthlings, Special Pose, Margin Power, Rapid Growth, All Out Struggle, and Saviors. So again, a lot of these weaker categories getting difficult Super Battle Road stages. If you don't have a lot of these leader skills, this could be pretty tough, I would assume. But for the most part, I don't feel like these are too bad. Of course, I will be making content on all of them, completing them. I definitely want to get my hands on the new Trunks and Bulma unit as quick as possible. Just kind of test them out and things like that. So definitely looking forward to the new Super Battle Road stages, and who knows when these are going to come to global? Not anytime soon. I probably wouldn't expect this Gohan celebration until maybe like November, the earliest. It's hard to say, but that's just kind of my expectations. So there you guys have it. There's a data download over here on JP for Gohan and Garlic Jr. Very exciting stuff. I definitely think this is a good release in terms of overall batch of units. The quality is there. They didn't miss like they did with Super 17. I definitely was super disappointed with his release. So, the physical sin Shenron was a disappointment. This is definitely a step in the other way. This is the way they need to be going, right? The right direction. So, let me know what you guys think of Gohan and Garlic Jr. and all, the other characters coming. How excited are you guys for Super Battle Road? Um, what are you guys' expectations for part two in terms of an LR or content? What we might see throughout the celebration? Let me know. Give me your guys' thoughts. I want it all down in the comments below. And that is going to do it for the data download. I know this was a longer one. We had a lot to talk about, so hopefully you guys grab some popcorn and stuck with me through it all. Of course, once we get the full celebration details, I will update you guys with everything that we have. But for now, that's going to do it for this one. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time, your boys clocking out. Shadow X, that's my dog being annoying. See you guys in the next one.